That was very eloquent. My name's Chase Hall. I have been through the Logos program, the Disciples program. I'm currently a leader in the Logos program, senior leader in the Disciples program. I was the WF moderator last year, and I'm currently the wedding custodian. So I spend at least 9 hours at this church every week. If there's one thing that my friends who happen to be behind me know about me, it's that I'm a geek. There's one thing I really get excited about, and it's the archaic, dusty novels we study in AP English class. I read collections of Emerson's scholarly addresses before bedtime, and yes, my senior quote is the first line, the poster boy existentialist novella Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. For those of you not familiar with this book, it is about a man who wakes up as a cockroach. It was written in 1912, and you can trust me, it's a really awesome book. The reason I enjoy literature so much is that every author has something awesome to say, and if you look close enough, you can come by some pretty cool ideas. A book that I read recently was about a man who becomes a preacher and proclaims, "Thou art God." Now, the last thing I want to do is blaspheme, and I'm not trying to change anyone's views. I just found this phrase very interesting. Thou art God. I find it so interesting because of how radically humanistic it is. The Bible does support it pretty directly in Genesis 1:27. So God created human beings, making them to be like himself. This book, A Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert A. Heinlein, offers the idea that every man or woman on earth has the power of God because, in essence, we are God. When you think about it, this idea is not that big of a stretch, especially for those who believe things happen for a reason, or who believe the Holy Spirit is in everything. Look to the people next to you. Is it hard to believe that God put them right next to you and at your side? To extend this idea a little bit, is it really that hard to believe that they are fundamentally God because of how much they've changed your life? I look in front and behind me, and I have no problem believing this. Simply looking at our congregation, I have no problem. It reminds me of how much my life has been touched. It's not hard for me to imagine any of the people in front or behind me as God. My life is radically different because of those people in my life and the way each individual has affected me. A life without God is synonymous with life without those special to us. What makes this youth program so special is that it's almost like cheating, practically spoon-feeding you the conclusion that everyone you will ever meet is essentially God. Camp Courageous counselors who devote a summer of low pay and long hours to the campers for the campers to have a rare chance to have a good time, that's God. A friend always being there for you, that's God. A youth minister who quietly and patiently changes the lives of teens as a career, that's God. What is moving mountains compared to moving whole lives? I would dare say that the latter is more impressive of God's works. Disciples has been the single strongest anchor for me in these past 4 years, and it's nothing less than a direct personification of God's love. Remember when I said I was a geek? Is it geeky to remember that the Bible, the original literature, has something cool to say to us too? How about when Jesus said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all of your soul and all of your mind." This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as thyself. Over anything, Disciples has reminded me that everyone deserves as much respect as God, and I will miss Disciples terribly over the next 4 years while I'm away from home. However, I will always, always carry the lessons I learned from Disciples with me. Thank you.